is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. No.
Y'all, just stop.
This is a sham.
Hey everybody, welcome to DBL. Welcome to our fabulous show. We're so happy here.
I'm on the fun show again. I'm really honored.
It is going to turn my frown upside down. We were talking about making some phone calls when things don't work around the house, whether it's your cable or your Nordic track.
I would watch a documentary. I want Steven Spielberg to do a documentary about Jeff's from thinking about buying it to it not having some issues when I hear the trash Nordic track on
Yes,
TV.
we are. Yes, we are. And by the way, that movie ends,
turning red.
That movie ends with me having a heart attack halfway through. Not from exercising, from lack of exercise because it's broke, and me having a heart attack because I'm on the phone.
And then the screen just goes black.
You're like the cartoon that smoke comes out the ears.
Yeah.
That's you.
I mean, they fixed it. I'm not even joking. 11 times they were at my house, but they want me to keep this thing till the warranty runs out, and then they're like, "Sorry, not our problem anymore." I know what you're up to, Nordic Track. I know what you're up to.
Oh man.
Hashtag personal.
Are we on? Okay, let's get this show going. The Oscar nominations are out as usual. There were some snubs and some surprises. First, no surprise here, Nicole Kidman scored her 4th Oscar nomination for Being the Ricardos, one of Tori's favorites.
Yes.
Kristen Stewart picked up her first nomination for playing Princess Diana in Spencer. But get this, Lady Gaga did not get a nomination for her role in The House of Gucci. Jennifer Hudson also didn't get any respect from the Academy for playing Aretha Franklin. That was a good one. Will Smith's up for Best Actor for King Richard, which is also nominated for Best Picture, meaning Will could win 2 Oscars because he was one of the producers. And my favorite, Leonardo DiCaprio, was left off the Best Actor list, but his movie Don't Look Up made the cut for Best Picture. And some first, Beyonce got her first Oscar nomination for Best Song, and as did Billie Eilish. There we go. Some firsts in there, too. But Leo, I thought he did a fantastic job. I love that movie, Don't Look Up. I'm surprised he didn't get one. But were you guys surprised about any?
Well, I think Leo always gets discarded. I feel like somebody's over there, one of the bots that decide who wins what, is like getting annoyed with Leo for some reason.
The bots.
Yeah. And they just are making the decision that he never can win an award. I mean, he's won one.
One.
And to me, he has like a roster of fantastic, winnable, deserving movies. So I'm just confused.
It doesn't seem to make sense. It does seem a little bit personal with Leo, just like it's personal with you and the Ricardo.
It's not personal.
I thought just visually, I thought it was stunning. I got the screener, I watched it last night. I really enjoyed it. What was your issue? Talk to me.
Well, there's several. One, I feel really strongly, and I love Aaron Sorkin. I felt it was a little overproduced, overwritten, over-directed, so that it's like precious every scene. So it got slow for me. I also think her makeup was weird, maybe not for everyone. I also think Javier Bardem looked nothing like Desi since he's supposed to be short and he's a giant. So I wasn't in it. I didn't get it. It felt too overly polished.
Tough crowd.
No,
I mean,
I'm
did Will
not.
Smith look exactly like Serena Williams'
First of all, I
father?
thought Will Smith was excellent in King Richard.
But did he look like Serena Williams'
No,
father?
but did he look awfully, almost like it in a scary way? No. That's what I thought
So
of.
would you rather
Nicole Kidman.
cast the best actor or the best actor that looks like the person?
I think you could have found someone or done something to be. I love Nicole Kidman. I'm not saying she was a bad actress. I'm simply saying, to me, she looked like a freakish version of Lucille Ball. A lot of people did, not to a lot of other people. That's why movies are great. We could disagree, huh?
I love Lucy so much growing up. It's like me and my mom's show that I was like, anything you do surrounding it, I love it.
See, I want it to be perfect because I also love Lucille
I
Ball.
like Tori's criticism. Aaron Sorkin, fantastic. The movie stunk. It was written terribly.
A lot of people agree with me.
Nicole Kidman, fantastic. She looked like a clown.
Both can be true.
I thought you were going to love Spencer.
I did love Spencer. I thought she was excellent.
But you went into Spencer kind of hating on
And I was wrong. And I admit when I'm wrong.
That's great, okay.
Absolutely. I was totally wrong. She deserves it. I thought she was absolutely fantastic.
All right. Tori's movie review roundup.
At least she admits her bias, and then
For sure.
sometimes it says the same thing.
I was wrong.
I give you that.
I was wrong on Kristen
You have to
Stewart.
just watch the Lucy movie with me.
Yes.
I'm never
You're going to
seeing
feel
that
her
again.
joy.
I'm good. I'm being the Tory.
All right. So, do you have a favorite show? I was going to say reality show, but because I know where we're getting to. All right. So, that you love to hate. According to some psychologists, there is a reason we love to hate watch shows. The expert points to shows like Emily in Paris that depicts a young non-French speaking American fumbling her way through Paris.
It's awful and great.
All right, great. See, both sides of the coin. Tori's reviews. And the Sex and the City spinoff, and just like that, people love to criticize these shows, but they still watch them mainly because they make people feel smart and smug. There is also a social aspect to reality shows. That's what I was getting at. Like The Bachelor, can I put Big Brother on that list, where people go online to scoff and complain about the characters? Yes, there's a whole group of
Your
that.
favorite thing.
Yes, I love that. And lastly, they say people are drawn to shows that they find superficial or in poor taste, like The Real Housewives, I would say, to make themselves feel better than the people that they're watching. Do you have any shows that you love to hate watch?
Well, I would just say I would feel worse watching The Housewives. I'm like, dang, I need a bigger house.
I don't have a chandelier.
Yeah, I have a chandelier in my kitchen, but that's just me.
But I mean, all reality shows in general,
Different,
people
yeah.
watching are like, how dare they do that?
Right.
So it makes them feel better.
My show is in just like that, and not because of all the reasons like Big dying and everybody getting annoyed. I just think they went from absolutely no diversity in New York back in the day to everyone is something, and it was just so forced that it's just over the top. Like one of this, one of that. It's like, yo, come on now. You could have just found somewhere a 7 between 1 to 10. They went to 37.
Yeah.
And I just was like, come on. In 10 episodes, you're doing the most.
All right.
I completely agree with you.
That's
and I thought Jay Diaz was a really poorly written character. I thought they could have made something, and they weren't that great.
I have yet to hear good things about this.
But it's still good. I watched every episode on time. Every day it came out.
It was a Tory review.
But I mean,
that's stuff. But by the way, I watch it.
That's the definition of a hate watch.
All right, how about you, Al?
For me, it's I have an office downstairs, but I want to sit on the couch with my girl. So I sit on the couch while she watches just ridiculous shows. Emily in Paris, I'm well versed. I get it. I get it because I've realized now that people do hate watch that show, not myself. I didn't watch it at all. But they do it. They watch that show for her outfits. Her outfits are dope.
Amazing.
So I get that. I hate watch on merits those Rescue 911 shows.
Oh man.
Where you get to believe that it's a reenactment, and it's these people that are in full makeup. Like the people that take your call, sit tight, we're coming, Mr. Schroeder. They're wearing rouge, and I'm like, these are models. These are not what 911 reenactments look like.
First of all, I do like those shows. And second, I was like, when I was in LA, I'm like, I can't even get a job as a reenactment on the first 48. Actually, that's just a great show too. They don't use reenactors, but I'm like, can't I just be a dead body somewhere? How hard is this business?
I asked my agent to be a dead body in Law and Order when I lived in New York, and I didn't get it.
That's a goal. That's a bucket list.
You've been a dead body.
I got shot in the chest area in a pool on CSI Miami, their 100th episode.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had to go like this. Ready? And that was my job.
Where is that clip?
We should find it. It's quite crazy.
I'd hate watch that. What's yours?
I also love I shouldn't be alive reenactments, but I really love Too Hot to Handle. It's awful.
Oh,
but
man.
the thing is, you think you're there just to have a pleasure island, and when you're there, they show up and say you can't touch, you can't kiss, you can't have sex, or you lose money. You have a big bank and you lose money every time someone kisses, like $6,000 for the whole group. So it's so dumb, but it's really good.
Okay, what about that show sounds crazy. But
I've
I need to
actually
know
heard
Jeff.
How long is the show?
Like a good 13 episodes. And people get into couples.
But I mean 2 months?
Yeah, I think it's about a month to 2 months. I don't know how long they're there for, but they're devastated to find out when it's not Pleasure Island and it's too hot to
I would just be still and keep my money. I wouldn't touch anybody. I'd just
keep it.
Wait, what's your show,
Yes,
Jeff?
I have
Vanderpump Rules.
Seriously?
I love it. I think all of Bravo.
But is that a hate watch or a love watch?
I love it, but I judge people on there. The people that I talk about all the time that I hate, I turn into one of them. I'm like, how dare she do that to him? I love that guy. I love the Toms. So I love shows that I totally get lost in, whatever it is.
Too Hot to Handle.
Just so dumb that you could just sit on your couch and watch, and there's no political issues or nothing going on.
You can turn off.
You're just like, I'm going to watch this and make myself dumber.
Exactly.
Kind of like this show.
No.
Coming up on DBL, our interview with the lovely Vivica A. Fox. She's going to pick things up for us.
Good.
Why she's still one of the busiest women in Hollywood. Plus, what's up with these toy pandas that athletes are getting on the podium at the Winter Games? We'll explain.
That's the logo.
Closed captioning provided by
So they're on for 4 weeks, the lovers. And they come on, and you should see them. They're in bikinis, and they're like, hello, what's your name? I'm looking for a guy with tattoos. And then a guy with tattoos comes and they're like, my summer's going to be great. And then you hear Lana, which is a robot, be like, you can touch nothing. You have $100,000, and you will lose money every time you touch. So they learn to make like real relationships, and it's like really good. Some of them do, and some of them we think like we were like rooting for. It's been several seasons, and we were hoping too hot to handle.
Oh God! I don't want to watch.
But what's funny is they show up and they're like, I'm here to have make love with a tattoo boy, and then they bring out the perfect guy, and they have like 16. They're all there, cheers, cheers, and then the robot goes ding ding, and they look over and she goes, you are not on Pleasure Island. You are on Too Hot to Handle. And they're like, no! Because it's 4 weeks of no touching or self-gratification.
What is that? Oh. I
And
thought
you
it
get-
was positive
but
affirmations in the mirror.
Immediately, time out.
Something else
If I
in the
sign
mirror.
up for Pleasure Island, immediately I'm supposed to know what Too Hot to Handle is.
No, it's been on for several seasons, and those types of people have watched
Guys,
Too
so,
Hot to Handle.
they're waiting for the reaction.
And
also have applied.
and then sometimes people will leave the island and they'll get new people on a boat and they'll come on not knowing also, and they'll have to be like, don't smile, you're not on
You
Pleasure
know, castings
Island.
might be like, oh, reality show on the island.
Yeah.
And Babe.
I think
So
they made it
maybe
like
they won't tell you that it's
Pleasure
Too Hot to
Cruise or like
Yeah,
I think and
tell you to,
they
like,
have a
they're like,
fake host, Tiffany, like being like, welcome to Pleasure Island, and
I
I was
have
like,
an idea.
they have a fake host to fake them out too.
Why do you guys think that we don't bring back those those terrible dating shows from the late night, like
Because
Eliminate?
of Me Too.
Eliminate?
I
You
truly
can't go on
enjoyed
4
those.
dates. People
When
are-
somebody was behind
People
the,
get
the
offended
thing.
from everything.
When somebody's behind
No,
the thing.
no. That Eliminate. Eliminate.
What about this love connection?
You're gonna eliminate someone? Welcome back to DBL. There were some highs and lows at the Winter Games yesterday, so a big high five for U.S. figure skater Nathan Chen, who scored the highest short program score in figure skating history.
He was great.
And a round of applause. And American Eileen Gu, who is representing China, won gold in the women's freestyle big air competition. Look how impressive this is. She landed her first double cork 1620 ever. That's when a skier spins 4.5 times while over 20 feet in the air.
That would be the last known photo of me. That would just be black ribbon around it.
And have the date.
And just slow motion with sad songs. Eileen and the other medalists also posed with their toy pandas, the mascot of the games. Some athletes get them before their medals. Smart if you're advertising them. Some lows, U.S. skier Nina O'Brien posted some pics from her hospital bed after suffering an open fracture in her leg during Al. That would be Al.
Yeah.
During competition. I was already immediately.
I was like, what?
That would be Al if he was 20 feet in the air.
That would be best case scenario. So yeah, I'm glad she's recovering. I was looking at the smile on her face, and it's like she's been working for 4 years.
Man.
Terrible heartbreak,
Yeah.
but she's still handling it well. Like that's what integrity is, and like that's what I'm constantly always trying to have is just to get there. Because I would be so devastated. I'd be like, no
She
pictures
left it
right
all
now.
out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
she's right.
snow and the snow apparently was very thin, so it's not an easy one to do. This hill.
Thank you for your expertise. It would just be like if you just brought
was it
somebody
like?
in.
What was that? It was cool. It was different.
Was it?
The hill was okay.
Was the snow good? Or
It was alternative. We're good.
what was the barometer?
I'm just telling you
Barometric
that they
pressure.
felt like they were literally skating and skiing on like dirt and mud. There was no like powder.
Do you know how to ski or snowboard?
I've skied, yes. I know how to ski. I don't know how to snowboard.
Well, you say
well,
you're
I did
intermediate
moguls.
level?
I did moguls.
Okay.
Double
So I'm
diamonds.
the only one up here who really can't do any of these winter sports.
I can't do. I mean, at that level.
I mean, no, not at that level at all. Like I get on there and
Tori's
it's
been
crazy.
pushed down a hill.
No. When I was little, I was quite the athlete. I've lost it all though.
All right, and another low. Besides Tori's. A Russian athlete is complaining about the food, saying the same meal has been served for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the past 5 days.
That looks like Fire Fest.
jams.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
what
hold
to
on.
say.
Didn't that look like Fire Fest? Remember the food they got at that?
Yeah,
that
you're right.
There was
fake-
lamb chops
Wait,
in
hold
there.
on.
No,
What's
come
the
on.
thing
Nobody
top
wants
right?
that for breakfast.
What's
That's like
top right, you
too
guys?
heavy.
What is that?
Fish.
That's disgusting.
No, is that
Fish, potatoes,
chicken?
pasta, and lamb.
That's
No, what's in the top right corner,
That's
Lindsay?
disgusting.
I need an
I
answer.
said fish.
That's
piece of
not,
fish.
That was
No,
fish?
that looked like chicken.
Yeah, it's like I say tilapia, one of those.
Yeah.
Why are we, it's like, didn't we do this with the beds as well? Why are we treating our Olympians like they're at a youth hostel in Germany?
I know.
Can we give them like a real?
They're top athletes.
Sometimes, like when I cook, my food might look like that, but the taste is a different thing.
But like for
Like
top
put on a
athletes.
plate, Lindsay. You've been doing push-ups for 4 years. You can't get a plate and a fork.
Hey man, take it up with China.
Let's take advantage. Like let's help our athletes. Lift
I
them
agree.
up.
Nutrition is so important.
Yeah,
You think
soft
they'd spread that?
beds,
Yeah,
yes.
I agree.
That was a ton of protein on the plate. There was lots of nutrition.
No, fruit or
apparently
veggies,
Lindsay's
though.
company finances these meals.
It was a little weak. It was a little weak. Coming up on DBL interview with Vivica A. Fox. Is there a chance for another Two Can Play at That Game movie?
Ugh, great movie.
We all know that.
Posts on social media point out an alleged change to the CDC's definition of vaccine. Some claiming this update took place because the COVID-19 vaccines are ineffective. Several viewers, including Mike, emailed Verify asking, did the CDC change its definition of vaccine? So Mike, let's verify. Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and Wayback Machine, a digital archive tool. Using the Wayback Machine, Verify found this archived CDC webpage from May 2018. At the time, the CDC defined vaccine as, quote, a product that stimulates a person's immune system to produce immunity to a specific disease, protecting the person from that disease, unquote. In September 2021, the CDC changed that definition. It now reads, quote, a preparation that is used to stimulate the body's immune response against diseases, unquote. The word immunity isn't included in the latest definition. Instead, it focuses on the stimulation of the body's immune response. So why the change? Well, a spokesperson for the CDC told Verify that, quote, the previous definition could be interpreted to mean that vaccines were 100% effective, which has never been the case for any vaccine. So the current definition is more transparent, unquote. So we can verify, yes, the CDC did change its definition of vaccine back in September 2021. The CDC, however, wasn't the only one to update their definition. Merriam-Webster revised and expanded their definition of vaccine in May 2021. Now their definition is similar to the CDC. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Daytil.
Welcome back to DBL. She is an actress, a producer, a director, an author, and entrepreneur. A woman who has found the fountain of youth and has a busier work schedule than half of Hollywood. Earlier, we spoke with the Ms. Vivica A. Fox.
Please welcome back to the show, Ms. Vivica A. Fox.
Yes.
Okay, so you are an outspoken fan of Janet Jackson and her family. We've been talking about the documentary. We all ate it up. Love Miss Janet. What did you think of Janet's recent documentary?
I thought it was awesome. I was very happy to see how transparent Janet was, and that she wasn't afraid to share some of those like behind the scenes things that all of us had questions about. I love when she went and visited Michael's house in Las Vegas, and you got to see just those real moments that she showed us that, hey, this was my big brother. And, you know, I've had experiences just like you guys have had too, but it's just been in the public eye.
Yeah, well said. Did anything surprise you in it?
That Jermaine Dupri cheated on her?
Hello?
What?
Hello?
Erica.
Can we talk about that?
Lady, what?
We were all sitting at home like, and then when he giggled after, I was like, did he?
I know.
Did he just? I know that I did not hear that right.
Can I tell you, I think for JD, I think it was a nervous laugh. It was really just to cover. Because trust me, he know he messed all the way up.
I mean, where do you go from there? Where do you go?
Well, We ain't seen nobody better than Janet Jackson.
So you better let them know. Let them know.
And Erica,
Okay.
I'm just going to say this on behalf of guys. That laugh was I really messed up, and I'm going to think about this every single day for the rest of my life. That's what that was from.
But Vivica, let me just say, because some people are speculating, especially on Black Twitter, that it could possibly mean that there might be a redemption story for them. You think there's any truth to that?
Never say never. Ben and Jennifer got back together. Never say never.
Ooh, a 2.0. A 2.0. I like it. He seems grown up now. Okay, so let's talk about you. Because last month on Instagram, because I'm a follower, you teased about doing a reboot of Two Can Play That Game. So is this a real possibility?
Girl, you know how so many times you like, look here, I'm going to mention it every interview that I got, and sooner or later somebody is going to listen. I have been wanting to do a reboot of Two Can Play That Game forever. I would love for the audience to see what Morris Chestnut, Vivica Fox, Anthony Anderson, Wendy Williams, Wendy Raquel Robinson, Tamala Jones, Monique are doing 20 years later.
Yes.
We need to get a reboot and find out what is going on with Shantae and Keith.
Okay, all right. So moving on from there.
And we all still look good.
And we have eyes, honey.
Yeah.
We have eyes. We can see. But let's lay it out. This is the power of manifestation. All the dreams come true in 2022. Yes. So dating rules in the movie, because dating rules have changed since it was originally released in 2001. So what would be a new rule to add today?
If he doesn't text back under a day and a half, kick his to the curb.
Gone.
Yes.
I love it. You know they've seen your name on their text lineup, so they've thought about you and then chose not to. So it's a bigger deal.
Listen, I love the life advice. Let's get to your movie.
I'm saying.
In the movie, the lead role is played by Mia Wilkerson. What advice did you give her going into this movie?
Oh, good question.
D, this is Danny Brooks we're talking about. I know him.
No, you knew him.
Okay.
Everything. I said, girl, I want you to look hot. I want that hair to be fabulous. I want those legs to be looking good. I want you to give me some sass. And why I say that is because Mia has done a couple of the wrong cheerleading movies that we've done. And we gave her an opportunity to be the star of this film. And she was totally game. And I was so happy for her to be a leading lady that I just wanted her to know, as a producer, I was there to support her 100%. I wanted her to be all that she could be so that this role gets her other leading lady roles.
I love that.
You're
That's a
mentor,
great producer.
Yeah, a mentor and a friend that everybody wished they had. To our DBL Nation, check out all the things Miss Vivica is doing. The Wrong High School Sweetheart airs on LMN. Also, check out her appearance on the final season of Blackish airing on ABC. And to the fans of Lifetime's Keeping Up with the Joneses, yes, season 2 is coming. Filming starts. I know, that's why people say she's the hardest working woman.
Thanks for squeezing us in.
Hollywood. Vivica, thank you so much for joining us. I wonder if you ever sleep. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you all too. Stay blessed. Appreciate the support, darling.
We'll be right back.
See you soon.
Thanks, Vivica.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by.
The internet can serve up some pretty strange claims. Take it from us. The Verified team sees social media at its best and at its worst. Take this graphic about cheese that has thousands of likes and retweets. It claims the U.S. government stockpiles billions of pounds of cheese. So let's verify. Is that true? To start, we went to agricultural economist Christopher Wolf from Cornell University.
The most recent cold storage report says 1.3 billion pounds of cheese in storage, and that's a lot of cheese.
Wolf says that behemoth bounty of cheese gets stored in public and private warehouses across the country, all to meet the country's cheese needs.
Keep in mind that we consume, as a country, almost 13.5 billion pounds of cheese a year. So while 1.3 billion is a significant amount of cheese, it's only 10% of what we're going to consume in a year.
But of that mound of cheese,
precious little cheese is owned by the government.
That's our other cheese expert, Mark Stevenson from the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
We used to have a program in place where the government would buy some storable dairy products, and very specific kind and style of cheese was one of those items.
Both of our experts said private companies actually own the majority of the cheese, which leads us to, Why does Big Dairy hold on to billions of pounds of cheese in warehouses across the country? Turns out it's a simple answer.
We produce the most milk in April, May, June during what's called the spring flush. And we actually consume the most dairy products. Around the holidays, we consume more cheese, we consume more butter and cream.
That's right, spring is cheese-making season. So what have we learned? Yes, the United States stockpiles billions of pounds of cheese, but no, the government doesn't own it. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Curling is the shuffleboard of the Winter Games. There are men's, women's, and mixed team tournaments. Each men's and women's match has 10 rounds called ends. Mixed doubles matches have 8 ends. In each end, teams alternate sliding 8 44-pound polished granite stones down a long sheet of ice. The ice is not smooth. Small droplets of water are frozen on the surface. These allow the stones to curl. Teams aim for a target called the house. The bullseye is called the button. Teams use brooms to sweep the ice and manipulate the stone's speed and direction. Only the team that has stones closest to the button gets points in that end. For example, if Team A has 2 stones on the button, Team B has 1 stone outside of it, Team A gets 2 points, Team B gets none. If neither team has a stone in the house, nobody scores. If a team thinks it's too far behind to win the match, it may concede.
Welcome back. Sticking with a fitness regime is hard, but we have the 5 best fitness goals recommended by personal trainers. So that's today's Focus on Fitness presented by QB. First, schedule at least 12 exercise days per month. This will get you moving, which is often the biggest hurdle. Next, not every workout may be your style, so don't be afraid to try something new. I think that's important. Third, try walking. Try walking? Did I get that right?
Yeah. I walk.
All right, let's shoot low
Stop
here.
bragging.
Try walking. Try to average
I do.
10,000 steps per day. Okay, we should just get right to that.
I do.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying try walking.
Oh, right. Like you know how to walk.
Average 10,000 steps per day is more. I screwed that up. Don't worry about it. Keep moving, just like walking. Fourth, don't forget to stretch before and after. Stretching for at least 15 minutes after every workout will help your body stay fit and limber. And finally, listen to your body. If you need rest, don't overwork yourself. Remember to schedule at least 8 rest days per month. QB is a great way to get your quick exercise. Try reading the prompter. That'll get your exercise for the day, regardless of physical ability or age. Try their under-desk elliptical at home. Call 1-800-556-2089 or visit QB.com to learn more.
Yeah.
That was a mouthful.
I need to learn to stretch. I'm not good with the stretching.
You do need to. Stretching is very important.
Yeah, walking.
And I do a lot of movement with it.
Stop that.
We'll see you tomorrow.
What is that?
That's how she walks. That's her power walk.
You do not walk like this.
Yes, I do.